What if Sunday is not your rest day? What if Sunday is the one day that quietly decides whether your life stays average or starts changing? Because high IQ people do not waste Sundays the way most people do. They do not just relax. They reset. They prepare. They quietly get ahead while everyone else is stuck in weekend mode. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 things high IQ people do on Sundays that most people don't. By the end, you may realize that the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one often starts with one quiet Sunday. Most people treat Sunday like the end of the week. High IQ people treat it like the beginning of their next advantage. That difference changes everything. Because Sunday is not really about doing more. It is about doing the right things before the world starts demanding your attention again. So let's break down the 5 habits that smart, mentally sharp, and highly effective people usually do on Sundays. And pay attention, because the last one is the one almost nobody talks about. 1. They mentally reset the week before it begins. High IQ people do not wait for Monday to hit them like a surprise. They already know that a chaotic week starts with a chaotic mind. So on Sunday, they slow down enough to think clearly. They review what happened last week, what worked, what wasted time, what drained their energy, and what needs to change. This is not overthinking. This is strategic reflection. Most people carry unfinished stress from one week into the next. High IQ people do the opposite. They clear mental clutter before it becomes future stress. Because when your mind is messy, your life becomes messy. And when your mind is clear, decisions become easier. That is why many high performers use Sunday as a reset day, not to escape life, but to get back in control of it too. They plan the week with precision. Most people go into Monday hoping things will work out. High IQ people go into Monday with a plan, and there is a huge difference. On Sunday, they often write down their top priorities for the week, not 20 tasks, not random goals, just the few things that actually matter. Because smart people understand a simple truth. If everything is important, nothing is. So they identify the 1 or 2 outcomes that can move their life forward the most. That might be work, fitness, a personal project, a difficult conversation, or even rest, if recovery is what they truly need. The point is not to stay busy. The point is to stay aligned. Most people let the week control them. High IQ people decide the direction first. That is why their Mondays feel different. Their week already has structure before it starts. 3. They protect their energy. This is one of the biggest differences. High IQ people know that energy is more valuable than time, because you can have time and still be useless if your energy is gone. So on Sundays, they often do things that restore them instead of drain them. They sleep properly. They take walks. They spend time away from noise. They stay off constant distractions for a while. They eat better. They create space. Not because they are lazy, because they understand performance. A tired mind makes emotional decisions. A rested mind makes better ones. Most people enter the week already exhausted. High IQ people enter it with reserve, and that reserve becomes a hidden advantage. It affects focus. It affects mood. It affects patience. It affects success. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do on Sunday is not add more to your life. It is remove what is stealing your energy. 4. They spend time alone with their thoughts. This is something many people avoid, because silence can be uncomfortable. When everything gets quiet, your real thoughts show up. Your fears, your goals, your regrets, your next move. But high IQ people do not fear that moment. They use it. On Sunday, they often create space to think without constant noise. No endless scrolling. No rushing from one distraction to another. Just time to connect with themselves. That is where clarity comes from, because many people do not have a life problem. They have an attention problem. And Sunday is the perfect day to reclaim attention. In that quiet space, they ask better questions. What am I building? What am I avoiding? What matters most right now? What am I pretending not to know? Those questions can change a life, because self-awareness is often the starting point of intelligence, not just IQ, real intelligence. The kind that helps people make better choices when nobody is watching. 5. They prepare for Monday before Sunday ends. This is the habit that separates intention from action. High IQ people do not let Sunday night become a panic zone. They prepare early. They set out what they need. They organize their space. They reduce friction for Monday morning. They make the first step easy. And that matters more than most people realize, because Monday is often won or lost the night before. When your room is messy, your mind feels messy. When your clothes are ready, your morning feels easier. When your tasks are clear, your stress drops. When your environment is prepared, your discipline becomes easier to follow. Most people wait until Monday morning and then feel behind before the day even starts. High IQ people remove that feeling in advance. They make the future easier for their future self. That is not just smart. That is maturity. And here is the real truth. High IQ people are not always the ones who know the most. Sometimes they are the ones who understand themselves the best. They know when to push, when to pause, when to plan, when to rest, when to think, and when to prepare. That is why their Sundays are different. Not louder, not more exciting, just more intentional. While most people waste Sunday energy on distraction, high IQ people invest it in direction. And that small difference can compound into a completely different life. So if you want to live like a high IQ person, do not start by trying to look smart. Start by using your Sunday differently. Reset your mind. Plan your week. Protect your energy. Sit with your thoughts. Prepare for Monday. Because the future does not begin on Monday. It begins on Sunday. And the people who understand that are often the ones who move ahead first.